Alright, here we are at the trailhead road gap where we left off 2 days ago, and there's Princess Halo heading out in the chariot. Brother Dog standing by the front royal sign. Pack feels heavy today.
Mine feels very light with 3 days of food and only 1 liter of water.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Very good. Wow. His feels light. I wonder what's wrong with mine. Probably the kids put lots of surprises back there for me, and now I can barely make it up this mountain. All right, I'm going to stop, turn the camera around. We'll do our morning intro. All right, well, good morning, everyone. All of you friends and family and fans and finish line focused, fantastic, fine folks. Hopefully you guys are having a great and incredible day slash week slash weekend, whenever it is that you're watching this this video. So today is Tuesday, June 20th. Hopefully you can hear me over the traffic down there on the highway. But Halo just dropped us off. It's 7:30. Now it's almost 8 o'clock by the time we're actually, headed up the trail and gone. So a little bit later of a start today than we had figured, but it was nice and relaxing morning. This morning back at the Hampton Inn, we stayed at the Hampton Inn. So here's a quick rundown on what happened. Left the trail today's on Sunday morning and headed into Front Royal. Got a room at the Hampton Inn. We ate some lunch at a local restaurant, and then went in and checked in and all that good stuff. Spent the night there. Halo and I got to go on our date night and went and saw a movie. We went and saw The Mummy. It was okay. Not bad, but the popcorn was pretty good. Anyway, had a good night's rest, and then just spent the day yesterday relaxing. Did not do much of anything yesterday at all. We only went out for supper. We had Chinese buffet, of course, all you can eat, and then we got some delicious custard, frozen custard. Hey, here's some planks. I don't know if we actually need them. I don't think it's very wet. I'll show you the ground. But rather than get my feet wet, I will totally walk on planks. So thank you to the trail maintainers for doing this for us. Anyway, so we took this 0 day yesterday. My phone had lots of pictures and videos to upload, and Halo had a lot of work to do. So I didn't film anything yesterday, trying to give her time and my phone time to upload all the videos that I had recorded and give her more time to work on the stuff. So therefore, the 0 yesterday, I'm gonna, not gonna show anything. There wasn't really anything to show other than the hotel and soaking my feet in Epsom salts multiple times. They feel a lot better. By the way, really helped those blisters heal up quite a bit. And they weren't all blisters, just calluses and raw spots and different things like that. Just difficult little issues with my feet. I don't know. Talked to Oboes. I'm getting a new pair of shoes sent. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna might try a different pair even in Harper's Ferry. So we'll see. I'll talk more about that probably later on. But super excited to be headed out today. We are 30 miles from the 1,000 mile mark. So crazy excited. Got to figure out where I'm going here. Yep. Hikers trail only. Hopefully you can see that sign up there. All right, anyway, yeah, very excited about that, getting into Harper's Ferry. Lots of big milestones going to happen this next week or so, Lord willing. So excited about that, and the family is headed off today to go to Washington, D.C., so they're all very excited about that. I wish I could go with them, but I got this rascally AT trail to hike. So I'm going to go hike while they go to DC. In fact, they're going to go 2 days. They're staying another night back in Front Royal at the Holiday Inn, or at the Hampton Inn, sorry. And so I'm gonna hike, and I'm gonna stay in my Z-Packs duplex tonight. Pack feels extremely heavy today. It's not. I've got my summer bag. I've got my X-Lite air mattress that's lighter. I've saved a half a pound with those two things, and but I do have 3 days worth of food and a little extra, and man, the food is getting heavy. I'm eating so much. So that's where most of the weight is coming from. I've got about 1.5 liters of water, which is about a half a liter more than I really need right now, but I'm going to guzzle it in the next little bit, so that'll be gone soon. But anyway, boy, yeah, the pack, we slack packed through the Shenandoahs for the most part because we had base camp set up, and man, the pack feels heavy today. So anyway, enough complaining about that. Everything else feels pretty good. Body feels good. I definitely appreciated that 0 day yesterday, and my feet especially. They are much healthier today, so looking forward to it. We're going to have some difficult section of the trail coming up. We've got this thing called the roller coaster in a couple of days, or tomorrow, that's 13.5 miles of just straight up and down, up and down. As soon as you get done with the down, you go up. And so they nicknamed it the roller coaster. We got that to do. And anyway, my goal is to try to make it, well, I'm going to make it as far as I can today. The water's pretty plentiful. And so I think there's going to be options to camp wherever. So I'm going to hopefully make it over 15, make it maybe 18 or 19, and try to get into Harper's Ferry as early as possible on Tuesday, Wednesday, on Thursday evening, and then 0 there on Friday so I can see some of the history, some of the Civil War stuff. So there's a tent coming up. All right, let me stop now, and I will, somebody's camped up here. I don't want to wake them up. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. It is now about 11 o'clock, just a couple minutes before, and I'm walking through this large meadow, and oh, there's a good breeze. It's glorious. I love that breeze. Just crossed over Virginia Road something or another back there, and stopped and ate my Cheetah Chow Pop-Tarts, brown sugar cinnamon today. In fact, they were ones I'd actually carried a couple of days, and for some reason or another hadn't consumed them yet, and so they were Cheetah Crumbles today, just powdered remnants of what used to be, but they still tasted pretty good, and they are gone now in my tummy. So as I said, walking across this meadow now, after that road was a pretty good uphill, and today there's been two pretty good little climbs, and then a fair amount of rocks, but otherwise a lot of fairly level dirt trail, and sections were very narrow and kind of overgrown, and then other sections like very well maintained, mowed and trimmed back and everything. It's been kind of an interesting day, but boy, coming out of town, couple things. My pack is heavy. I've got 3 days worth of food and a little bit and kind of in case I needed to another part day to get into Harper's Ferry. So I'm carrying, like, let's just call it 3.5 days of food. And boy, I mean, all my gear, I guess maybe it's just from slack packing, but man, it feels heavy. My pack doesn't seem to fit right. I can't get the weight on my hips like I'm supposed to. It's pulling on my shoulders, and so my shoulders and my neck are fatigued. And by the way, I've done like just over 6 miles or whatever at this point. Anyway, yeah, just everything. My legs are sure tired. Boy, you think that day off you'll be rip-raring to go, and I guess emotionally I was, but physically, boy, I am just dragging. Both knees kind of hurt, and everything just kind of sore and achy, and it doesn't feel the best. And then it's pretty crazy hot already. That hasn't really been too bad out in the sun. The sun's intense, but the breeze was sure nice. In the timber, there's no sun, but also no breeze. Anyway, so just emotionally, I guess it's a little bit tougher here today. My family's gone to Washington, D.C., which would be super cool to go see all that stuff. So I kind of miss them, miss being with them. But got some big milestones to hit here in these next few days. Getting the 1,000-mile mark tomorrow, hopefully, in Harper's Ferry, and getting out of Virginia and through Maryland and into Pennsylvania. That's all, pretty cool stuff, and the only way to do it is to hike. And so I'm hiking, and that's what I'm doing. So anyway, just some thoughts. Cur Dog and I are probably going to be on a different schedule here until Harper's Ferry. So I'm going to try and get in there on Thursday evening, when he's going to try and get in on Friday midday. Oh shoot! Wow, about crashed, but didn't. Thank you, Lord. That was got my foot caught on two different sides of a stick, and I think the stick kind of broke rather than tripping me. So that was good. All that power down there snapped that log like a twig. Hopefully you guys know my sense of humor, because a lot of things I say I'm just totally joking around. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be on different schedules for a little while. Like I said, I'm going to try and get in there early, or get in there later on Thursday, so I can take a zero just to be with the family and see some of the history in the Civil War sites and stuff around town. Of course, got to go to the ATC headquarters and get your picture taken and get logged in as an AT through hiker, and I'll get another number. I got one back at Amicalola State Park. I think it was like 1366. Oh man. Anyway, I'm not sure what that number was. I'd have to look back. But then at Harper's Ferry, halfway, we'll get a new number. That's your like midpoint number, and so it'll be curious to see how that goes. And like I said, get my picture taken and take some pictures myself at that theoretical or mental, emotional, unofficial halfway point. So yeah, anyway, there's just some thoughts as I hike along by myself. Halo loaded a couple of books for me. I'm still reading my Bible through again, but this time I'm trying to do it a little slower. I'm doing 1 or 2 books of the Bible each day in the New Testament, so I can kind of reflect on them and ponder them, rather than just doing like, large sections or whatever. So now I'm reading a book called, I'll have to look at the title, Into the Wild, I think is what it's called. And it's about a guy that took off, left everything and just walked off into Alaska and eventually died there not long, a few months after. So anyway, I'm reading that book right now, listening to it as I hike, which is very entertaining and very enjoyable. Really enjoy that. I look forward to reading many books while I hike. It just really passes the time very easily. So I can just look at the ground, focus on the rocks, and let the book speak to me. Anyway, all right, guys, I'll quit rambling for now. So again, I want to really thank all of you for your efforts to spread the good news of what's going on here, to tell others about it, to subscribe and get others to subscribe. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you later on here on the trail. Some of you have expressed interest in giving me some trail magic and doing some nice things, and I'm looking forward to that, and speaking in some of your churches and things like that. So God is good, and we'll see what all happens. Let's go along this trail here together today and see what's going on. So far on the trail, as I've hiked the whole Appalachian Trail, not just today, but so far on the trail, I believe, escaped some of the loneliness and the difficulties that may have plagued some others, along the way, and even caused them to leave or drop out of the trail. And speaking of which, Blue Stem, he's leaving the trail today. I mean, he's actually been kind of done for the last little while, and I know he watches these videos, so hopefully his knee's been bothering him for a long time. And so, Buddy Dale, I hope your knee gets better, and And who knows, but boy, don't push it. Don't rush back to the trail until you know that you're good. And as we talked about in the hotel, you know, you may come back next year and finish the second half. That's awesome too. So you've done quite a great deal, but you know, quite an accomplishment to hike nearly 1,000 miles, Blue Stem. So anyway, congratulations, and I hope you get better soon. But Blue Stem is leaving the trail today, headed back for Illinois. Headed home, got to meet his mom and dad. Very nice couple, and I hope they get to see some neat sights while they're out here. And then the old man, Whitebeard, that was hiking with Blue Stem for a while. He, the 73-year-old guy I interviewed from Alabama, he's been off the trail since Daleville. I didn't tell you guys, but he ended up having some, I think it was like a urinary tract infection kind of a thing. He had some health issues that caused him to have to go home and get off the trail. So there's a couple, I know, you know, several others that have decided to get off the trail. But anyway, all that to say that you know, some people have struggled, I guess, with loneliness and depression, and I've been spared. I've been able to just grind out miles every day and pretty joyfully set up my tent and eat my suppers of rice or pasta and tuna fish and some crackers and stuff, and just go on about my existence. It's been fun to meet and make friends with so many different people all over, but today is definitely one of the more lonely days on the trail I've seen. I met a real nice young couple, and they both subscribed, so hopefully they'll find this video. But they're at Manassas Shelter. Her name was Sarah, and I'm thinking he said his name was like Houston, or something like that. I apologize, buddy, if I'm getting that wrong, but a young couple out for a day hike that didn't know much about through hiking the Appalachian Trail. So we talked for quite a while, and as I said, they both subscribed to the channel on the spot. But anyway, it was nice to meet them. They were northbound for a while and then turned around to head back southbound. So I talked to them a little bit, talked to well, we picked up 2 hikers this morning and dropped them off at the trail, Chamois, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but we, you know, they basically, when we left the parking lot, they took off, and I haven't seen them again all day. They were going to try to do like 24 miles to get to the beginning of the roller coaster tonight, so they were in a hurry. They needed to get going. Anyway, so other than them, I've basically seen almost no one. Just double checking my yep, where I'm at in my directions. I'm going to head to a campsite just about 1.2 miles further than this Dick's Dome, and I ended up meeting up with Cur Dog, and he's going to do the same thing, so that's good. And it's sure been fun, and what a blessing to have Cur Dog along. And as I mentioned earlier, our schedules are gonna differ here these next couple of days, but it should put us in Harper's Ferry together later. I know a big, huge part of my journey. Oh boy, looks like I might need to put the camera away to cross over this. How beautiful! I mean, look at. It's not going to be easy to cross. I guess there's a blaze up there, but how beautiful this is. Anyway, all that to say, today's just been one of the loneliest days. It was, I guess, lonely by design that the family's headed off to D.C. without me. Of course, I've got to hike. I got to make some miles and cover distance. You know, so that's a little bit hard. It's nice having them here, but I guess I go this way. It's going to be brutal having them leave. The only thing that will help is knowing that Teresa Halo will be back out soon to pick me up to take me back to Illinois for Jake and Amanda's wedding, and for me to perform that wedding. So I'm going to get to see Halo for our 20th anniversary. So, oh man. Ouch, my foot just got stuck between 2 rocks, and when I lifted it, it jerked. That hurt. Wow, what a little practice session for Pennsylvania through here. I always seem to pull out the camera at the worst times. But anyway, yeah, all that to say, I guess that today's been a struggle, a little bit of a struggle emotionally, and it probably doesn't help. I'm reading a book, listening to the book, A Walk into the Wild, I think is what it's called, and it's about a loner guy that that vagabonded and tramped and drifted for several years until he walked off into Alaska and then died. So it's kind of a downer book. It's very, very interesting. I'm really like reading it. But boy, all that to say that today is just a difficult day. It's been very lonely, very quiet. No other thru hikers. Kurt Dog and I are the only ones that I know of anywhere around that are going north. That Manassas shelter where I stopped for lunch was empty. There's nobody around there. Kurt Dog said the one before that was spectacular. He stopped there for a break and said it was a top quality, really a nice shelter. Lots of really great stuff, even like a solar shower there, and so really a neat shelter. Sorry I don't have the name, but it's the one right before Manassas. I just went by Dick's Dome shelter. Like I said, only 1.2 more miles. It's only 3:40, in the afternoon, so the miles have gone fairly quickly. Today's trail's been overall very nice. A couple of pretty decent uphills, but nothing bad. But anyway, just kind of lost in my own thoughts, and I am truly excited about setting up my tent, and I haven't been in my duplex for a couple of weeks, and that was my home for 2 months. I spent nearly every night in it, and spreading out my gear in the same manner and everything in the same way, and it's been so different the last couple of months, so I'm looking forward to that for sure. And spending 3 days apart to get into Harper's Ferry will be good for all of us, I think. And I hope they have an amazing time, the family in Washington, D.C. So anyway, just some thoughts or some ramblings, I guess, from the trail as I hike along. I haven't been real inspired to film or say a lot lately. Not sure. No great life lessons. Sorry, Corbin, buddy, no sermons for now. But I do have some rattling around in the back of my head. Like I said, I've been asked to speak in a couple of churches. And so as I read through the Bible, I've been making mental notes on some ideas for some things to say in this whole testimony and this whole story of the trip that I'm on and all that. So anyway, all right, there you have it, guys. I'll stop for now. All right, we'll see what happens the rest of the night here, the rest of the day. I'd love to go on a few more miles, but now I've convinced Kurt Dog to go 1.25 more than he was gonna do. So I probably have to stop there. Maybe I'll just get up real early and go attack that roller coaster tomorrow. We're gonna have fun on the roller coaster. 13.5 miles of just up and down. I told the guys this morning, roller coasters are fun. This one will be too. All right. Talk to you soon. Well, it's 4 o'clock and I am basically at my destination for the evening. I'm here at this little spring downhill from the trail, and I am sitting here very patiently filtering some water. So trickling my water from my ever new bag through my Sawyer Squeeze filter and into my 1 liter size smart water bottle, of which I have 2 of them. So I am sitting here, there's the spring right there, and I may show you that in a minute. It's just a slight trickle of a spring, but boy, it's cold water, which I've had almost none of today. The 2 places I've stopped for water have been warm, and so they were more like creeks or whatever. And so this spring is I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the cold water. Anyway, I'm going to get a couple liters here, probably even take a little extra in my bag up to the campsite so I can stock up for in the morning, and I can just run and gun. I can take off and get out of there. Feeling good, feeling very good actually, but there's not a great place to stop from here on. I don't know, there's been like 0 unofficial campsites all day today. So I'm leery to leave this place where I know there's campsites to head out into the unknown. But anyway, so I feel good. I'd love to do several more miles. I'd love to hike on, get some more knocked out today, but we'll see. I'm going to filter water and kind of wait on Cur Dog, and I feel bad having him come further and then me wanting to leave. So I'll probably stay here. Actually, it's across the trail and back just a little ways, or I mean up the trail just a little ways. Is kind of a unofficial campsite area, so we'll see. I'll show you that when I get there. So anyway, just thought I'd show you filtering some water and taking a little break. Alrighty there, everybody. So it is now, it's like 6:15. All done with supper. All camp chores are done. Everything is done, and I went ahead and retreated to my tent because the bugs are pretty severe outside. I wore my head net for the first time on the trip. I wore it while I was making supper and just hanging out outside. But now, like I said, they are pretty bad. I think there's chiggers out there in the grass. And so I've got several bites on my feet and around my ankles that I didn't have before, which are a bummer. You don't want to get bites on your feet. I got some on top of my toes. So anyway, I decided I'm coming in the tent. So I'm going to lay down. I'm going to look at my guidebook. I'm going to see what's up for tomorrow, how far I have to go before I hit this roller coaster. And then I know how long the roller coaster is. But because I was only able to do 16 and change today, I've got to do a kind of a bigger day tomorrow to make that last day not so big to get into Harper's Ferry. So anyway, yep, my plan is to try to get to bed as early as possible tonight, which shouldn't be a problem, and then probably get going pretty early in the morning, get that day started, get done what I can, and take breaks and just keep on going. So hopefully I can knock out a good chunk tomorrow. So anyway, that's the plan. Everything feels pretty good. The morning started out really rough, but it got better, and by this evening I feel good and ready to go. So anyway, wish there was more campsites. I don't think today there was really a single campsite along the trail. You know how people sometimes set up, I call them stealth sites or unofficial campsites. I saw none today, and it made me nervous about going any further and just not having a place to camp. I didn't want to carry lots of water either. So anyway, got to eat my food, got my food bag lightened up a little bit, and I will do my best in the morning to lighten it up some more so I don't have to carry any more weight than necessary up and down this thing they call the roller coaster. So anyway, God is good. Jesus is best. Life is good. The AT is great. I'm having a great time, and everything, like I said, it's going well. So hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Thanks so much for coming along with me. I really, really, truly, truly appreciate all that you guys do, especially the wonderful comments. I've got the best subscribers in the world. You guys are amazing. So thank you for everything, and God bless.